Hilarious. Hello, what's good, everyone? My name's Sai, and this is Ash. We're here with ATF running you guys through UFC 286, Edwards versus Usman 3. Third time around this time. Who's going to get it done? This is actually really exciting because this is a pay-per-view event in London, which is absolutely wild to see, and this is going to be absolutely nuts across the whole entire week. We've got our full agenda lined up, don't we? But secondly as well, 100%. Like this is a trilogy, something in the making. Like you got, you know, if you look at these numbers next to each other, you got 20 wins, 3 losses, 2 losses. It's just marginal between the guys, but skill set wise, you can almost, you know, create a big difference. Like what happened last time was just probably one of the biggest, most bewildering knockouts of the year. To say the least. I mean, we'll slip in your reaction if we could have that editing capability, but. How would you sum up this trilogy? What's your thoughts at the moment, Ash, in terms of like?
It's such an interesting third fight now because obviously, if Leon can do that when he was on the jaws of defeat, like what's he going to do the third time? What's he going to do in his third fight? If you know what I mean, like I just said, on the jaws of defeat, and then he can still knock out Usman. So he's going to have all the confidence in the world, knowing that he was tired, knowing that he was about to lose. And then still get a KO. So he's going to be on top of the world, but then. Obviously, Usman came out and saying it was kind of a blessing, like losing the belt and finding the hunger again, if you get what I mean. So again, he's a new hungry challenger.
Look, we've seen the narrative too many times this year, haven't we? We first saw it most recently, of course, with Amanda Nunes and, of course, with Shevchenko. Once you're at the top, it's hard to stay at the top. Why? Not just because the competition gets greater to catch up with you, but also you sort of get complacent and comfortable.
Exactly. And I think that's you've said it perfectly there. And I think Usman kind of, I wouldn't say took his eye off the ball a little bit, but he knew he was 3-1 up, going into that into the fifth round. And he knew he was coasting with decision, and that was the perfect word for it. He was coasting his way. And then obviously I'm not taking anything away of Leon because he set that head kick up perfectly, but Usman was kind of coasting his way, if you get what I mean. You
absolutely. And usually you tend to see in so many like I think lately as well, because a 3-round fight, it would have been Usman's all day, of course. But introduce an extra 2 rounds into it, and you know we end up seeing those opportunities, those sort of things sort of take place in the ladder. But it's really different. I actually can't remember what Usman looks like in a 3-round fight, but I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. I really wouldn't mind seeing that. Could you imagine? But look, either way, let's get into the thick of it. Anything from the chats, and we can start looking at the card. We'll go from top down, I guess, won't we?
Yeah. We start from the top down while you switch over or do what you need to do. Breezy's in the chat saying morning. Welcome in, Breezy. Hope you're well, sir. I'll give you a little clap as well. Welcome.
Yes, in, Breezy. Welcome in, man. Welcome in, my guy.
Psycho Paul's in the chat saying,
yes, Psycho Paul. What's up?
Welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Angus is in. Hello, Angus.
Angus, you right, mate?
Angus is in the chat.
Absolutely.
Again,
not only is he in the chats.
I was just about to say, the perfect opportunity there. Sai's just turned around. It's crazy that we're in this situation here. The channel that we're growing, and we've got someone like Angus who's come all the way down to support us during this week of obviously UFC.
Scott, he's in the height today.
That's why Sai turned around and said hello. Fair play to Angus coming all the way down. But yeah,
absolutely
amazing.
That's a good support. Well, guys, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for chiming in.
Well, Damo's in the chat. Welcome
yes, Damo, what's up? In the fan cam, maybe, mate. Was right. I mean, you're one of the funniest for it.
Yeah,
Damien, he's just a heavyweight Damien Maia. Quote of the year for Francis Ngannou. But yeah, man, look, honestly, it's thanks for chiming in, guys. And you know the drill, of course. We get to the fights. You know, let's real talk about who's got the advantage over who as we sort of get into the thick of it. We're going to look at some of the odds between the card as well. But as we sort of go down to see what we're sizing up with, we'll start from the top down. We'll begin with Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman, like that trilogy, of course. I didn't get time this week, annoyingly, and I will get time to go back and watch the first fight that they had. Not sure it will teach me much though, because you know it was so long ago.
Yeah, it was. But they're both obviously evolved since then. But it's interesting to sort of see how far they've come from obviously their first bout.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly that as well. It's like this completes the book. You can't get to the end unless you really appreciate all the beginning.
Yeah.
So certainly would have to do that. But yeah, these guys' records I was saying in the introduction, like on paper, it's just remarkably close. Like I didn't think Leon Edwards was this similar on paper. He just seems to be a bit of a dark horse in my eye. I knew he was good. I knew he was putting people away. And he was doing some of the good things, but he just wasn't taking my attention until he did what he did to Kamaru Usman. Then you look into it, like, wow, yeah, this guy.
100%. He probably did go under the radar a lot, if you know what I mean. And obviously, because he has so long out, obviously with injuries and things, and obviously with the COVID and whatnot, because he was meant to be fighting, obviously, Woodley at some stage. And the leaps and bounds that he's come through as well is just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, let's get some of the stats here, and we can look at the odds between these guys. But we're talking 23-0 for Kamaru. No, because he's on the left side. He's used to saying Kamaru Usman, but no, it's Leon Edwards. And of course, let's have a look. Has he got Kamaru Usman's arm in the belt? Maybe he has. And then it's 22-0 for Kamaru Usman, of course, in the blue corner for the first time in a minute. Country-wise, these guys, height-wise, there we go. 6 inches, exact same, pretty much nothing in it there. Reach, 2 inches go to Kamaru Usman. But we've seen it doesn't really make a difference. 2 inches is not enough for someone who kicks as well as Edwards does. Now, a quick one on this, because we can't talk about this fight without talking about immediately afterwards what everyone's been saying about the performance from Leon Edwards. Shocked, wildly shocked. And as such, they all thought it was luck. They said, he got lucky, he hit lucky. But you watch the tapes, right? He's been drilling that same move in the gym. He was looking for that same strike throughout the fight until it landed, and everyone said that was lucky. But for him, it was... What's your thinking of? Was it luck? Was it, or was it excellence planned to the team?
They were planning, like you just said there, they were planning to set it up during training. And obviously, I've seen various videos of it where Edwards would throw the jab and then the left high kick. Yeah. And obviously he set it up so perfectly, because as soon as you throw that the left jab just as the feint, obviously you see Kamaru Usman duck his head, and then the left high kick lands flush. And there's a lot of people that will say it's luck, but obviously there's so many videos of it going out there where he's practicing it, and obviously he set it up so well.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's look at this further down into paper then. So he trained it, he drilled it, and he executed it perfect. I say perfectly. If it was perfectly done, it would have happened in the first round. It took a while, and he finally got it. But the fact of the matter is he did get it. Let's find out where this fight will take place. Is it going to look like the last one? Is it going to be manhandling for 4 rounds via by Kamaru Usman, and then some lucky opportunities each round from Leon Edwards? Or is Leon Edwards going to have a bit more of a masterclass and just find Usman on the feet and wherever he wants him? Let's start with the grappling, I guess. If it goes to the ground, who does it? And does Usman want to hang down there? Does Usman want to hang on the ground with Leon Edwards' sort of grappling pedigree that he has?
I still... we'll get to the chats in a sec. Don't worry, we're not ignoring you. We'll get to you in a sec. I still think that if there's anyone that's going to use the grappling more in the fight, it's going to be Usman, because we saw him use it.
Well, Leon Edwards is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's got some dangerous...
He is, but who's going to use it more? Who's going to use it more in the fight? Who's
True, using it, does he?
Yeah. Usman's going to use it 100 times more in the fight, because we didn't really see Leon try and go for a takedown. Yes, he got that trip in that first round, but that was off of Kamaru Usman trying to pressure Edwards up against the cage and try and utilize his grappling and try and take Edwards down. But fair play to Edwards getting that trip, and then obviously ending up in full mount. And yes, he did have him in that rear naked choke position. But I think if anyone's going to use the grappling more in the fight, it's going to be Usman.
Yeah, looking at those numbers, that supports that as well. And then the striking, it also does support Usman in terms of landing per minute. Significant strikes there, fairly even, not too much in it there as well. Defense-wise, fairly split down the middle. Well, I mean, on paper, these guys are so similar in many ways.
Obviously, the chats are flooding in. Why?
Let's see what they're saying as we get into the gauges.
Breeze is saying even the records are interesting, as you just mentioned a second ago. Damo's just talking about saying he can't make UFC London, unfortunately. TY is in the chat. Welcome in, TY.
What's up, TY? Well, hey, welcome in.
You're doing well. Breezy saying, love that 97% because of Leon.
That
guessing has to do with the stats. Yeah.
So that would be the takedown defense, literally.
Okay.
That takedown that Leon Edwards had in the last time out. It's go down. It was 100% before that. 100% before that.
That's what I mean. Obviously, Kamaru Usman took him down a couple of times. Yes, Nolan Zebra's in the house. Welcome in, Nolan Zebra.
Yes, Nolan. What's up, man?
Yeah, we're doing
welcome
well.
in,
TY.
welcome
We're
in,
doing
welcome
well,
in.
TY.
Oh man, so good to have you aboard.
We got MMA Jesus in the chat. You got your locks. Welcome in, sir.
Usman with the Usman locked in. Says MMA Jesus, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for the time of day.
But yeah, if we start with striking, it's one of them really because you can see obviously the improvements that Leon's made with his striking. We can see how dangerous he is with his striking. Which, if we're going to be fair, we could give striking to Leon and then power to Usman.
Yeah, could do. Let's have a look at that. So how's that? Striking the Leon, yeah, and then if I get the power one up for Usman, outside with that makes sense. Grappling, I guess you got to go Usman with that as well.
Go Usman, yeah.
Speed, who's the fastest? I think Usman's pretty rapid.
Yeah, Usman.
But who? And
he's fast and explosive as well.
And yeah, and in the last fight, who had the gas tank? Usman's just been in those.
Usman had the gas tank, and
he's been in those wars far longer, hasn't he?
And it's his style as well. Like you've got to give it to Usman because of the style that he has in certain fights, like the Kobe fight, trying to put the pace on you as well. And obviously, we all know how good cardio wise Cody is. So Kobe comes in. Sorry, you just got to go to Usman.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, it's funny because we would have given exactly the same stats for the last time.
Yeah, we probably said exactly the same.
Exactly.
Last time.
All Usman, but striking was significant enough. Now, here's a quick one as well. X factor. That one thing you can't quantify. Who's got that? I would argue it's Usman. He's going to have the drive, the determination, which he had lost from the last one.
Yeah.
And he's going to have that right back here this time around.
100%. Yeah.
And I think he's going to be real great. And that sort of disbelief, that sort of floating around rumor, or everyone's saying that it was all luck, that's going to get to a guy. Leon Edwards is going to be thinking at one point, was it luck? Although he's backed up the fact he's not. I mean, how is his mentality? He's got to sort of back himself and know that it was always going to happen. But Usman, however, he's got a very scary drive, and I feel like he's quiet, and he's going to let his actions talk more than he does.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, he's not one to talk sometimes, but like you just said it there, and as I said at the start as well, I think it's funny that he's come out and said, like, obviously, it's kind of like a relief. Yeah. And now he's found that hunger again, and that's kind of scary to think that if Usman's hungry again. What we're going to see, because obviously we've got to give it to Usman because he was dominant in that fight. Yeah, and like if he's dominant when he wasn't hungry, what's he going to be like when he's hungry?
Right. Yeah. Right. I tell you what, I'd much rather be in the den with a full lion than a hungry lion. You know, you can pray that the full one just isn't going to pay attention to you. But yeah, hey, that's
the interesting thing though is who are you going to be picking on fight night?
Oh, on the night, wow! I'll go Usman. I'll think Usman for me, largely because and look, the editor's here to sort of verify my picks.
Well, I was just about to say that
he's in the house.
There's no denying it now, mate. He's sat right behind you. So
mate, it was all recorded on footage as well. You can check it. But What about you? Who do you think this one? Do you reckon just because that driver X factor there?
Yeah, no, I know I just said about like what Usman's going to be like with the hunger and things, but I just think that if Leon did what he did when he was kind of desperate and he was down and he managed to knock Usman out when he was like that, the confidence that he's going to come into this fight knowing that he was down and can still knock him out. I just think, I don't know, is that enough? And like you said, Usman's hungry now.
Here's another thing. Leon Edwards went into that fight with holding on to one particular way of getting a fight done. That leg kick to knock him out. Like that was his key to victory. And he tried it a couple of times until it actually worked in the last round. Yeah. He's told the world what that was, what his strategy was and how he did it. Now, of course, Usman knowing what he had done, changing his weaknesses or mixing himself up a little bit. Yeah. What else has Leon Edwards got now? You know, he doesn't have that element of surprise. He doesn't have that key, that golden key that won him the fight the first time round. For him, it was always going to be done on striking. Now he's really got to best him on areas which, what other weaknesses is he going to find in his game plan? Yeah, you're right. I know we went back and forth a second ago. I just gave both fighters props
obviously what they're going to look like coming into this fight. But yeah, I'll be picking Usman in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the same. All right, let's get back to the card and see what's up next. Oh, what's the odds in this one? The odds.
Usman's still favourite. Yeah.
Still favourite Usman. Yeah.
Yeah. MMA Jesus saying let's go.
Yeah, he
Nolan
knows.
Zebra says, my heart says Usman, but sorry, my head says Usman, but my heart says Leon. I'm exactly the same, man.
Yeah,
exactly
man. Yeah, it's for a lot of us. It's almost sorry to say, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, but obviously, if we're picking like this, obviously, it's the way it goes sometimes. Breezy saying primed for 5 rounders. Yeah, I'm guessing obviously Usman when we were talking about cardio.
Yeah.
Nolan Zesper says last fight was at altitude. Leon should be okay in the UK. It's a very, very good point.
That was also another argument that was rolled out there as well.
I brought that up when we saw Leon. I can't remember where we saw him now, but I managed to ask him that very question.
Yeah, he did.
Obviously,
yeah, it was really good.
Altitude affects her.
What did he say to that? His response was very much like, it was adapting.
Factor, he said, yeah.
Having to adapt to it. So, but it's almost like, watching this time when he's on his home ground. But I don't know. I've not really experienced the altitude sickness. So for me, I feel like it's a little bit of wish-wash. But, who knows? Just because I've not experienced it myself.
An interesting point that Damo's come in with is saying, but you're never the same after a KO like that. And that's an interesting point. Obviously, is Usman going to be gun shy? Is he not? Who knows? Like he's saying there, sometimes you're afraid. Well, you got to say, are you afraid to commit? Are you afraid to commit to strike? Are you afraid to commit to different kind of techniques? It's one of them, 100%. Like getting KO'd like that is one of them. It's one of them.
Here's something as well. Usman is a kind of fighter who typically does like to beat the other fighters at their own game, right? He thrives off that. So, Anger's writing the article as we speak.
Yeah, jot it down now, mate.
Don't worry a second. Don't write that bit down, okay? You can scratch that bit out, okay? It's like when you're in court and the person's typing up what's going on in court.
yeah. Word for word as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's a typewriter. It's like, don't type that. Scratch it up. Yeah. So, and here's another thing as well. Like with Kamaru Usman, he's I forgot what I was going to say. He's a dog. That's it.
Yeah.
I got distracted. I forgot what I was going to say. But something to point otherwise is to why it'd be a good fight. But I guess that wraps that up. We'll get into the co-main.
Yeah. So I'm just going through the chats because they're flying through. Damo says Usman faster than Leon? ? I think he is.
Yeah. I mean, Leon's got to strike him, but Usman moves.
I think.
Yeah.
You seen Leon's eyebrows, how fast they are in the clinch. Elbows in. Sorry, I said eyebrows.
Yeah, for a second.
Elbows in the clinch. Elbows in the eyebrows in the clinch. Elbows in the clinch. 100%. I still never forget that elbow that Leon handed on Gunnar Nelson, who's fighting also on this main card. I'll never forget that elbow that dropped Gunnar Nelson. Never forget that elbow.
He's got some sharp weapons.
He really does have some. Breeze is saying Leon looked like he was giving up coming into the third.
Yeah.
If we don't see that, we could see a more competitive 5 round. Sorry. If it goes that far, he had a good first and took Usman's back in the second. Yeah. And this is what I was saying, like at the start of before we broke it down. Like if Leon, obviously Leon knows he was down on the scorecards, and he managed to get that KO. So he's going to be coming into this fight so much more confident. 1, knowing that he managed to take the back of Usman.
Yeah.
And 2, he was, fair play to him, Usman was dominating the fight and he still managed to get the KO. So you're going to give props to Usman, Edwards coming into this fight because he is going to be on top of the world. 1, obviously, and it's going to be in his hometown as well. So
that's it, man. Nah, dead true. It's going to be interesting. I feel like we could see something similar to the first time round. But
I
don't know how much altitude is going to play into a factor.
Yeah, and that's what MMA Jesus just made. He said that he thinks the elevation thing was a load of rubbish, really.
Oh right, yeah.
It all depends. Like I don't know. I'm not a fighter myself, so I'd never know, and I've never been above sea level, so I would never know. Only a fighter would know. So
Yeah, you mean X amount of feet above sea level. You are above sea level now.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what I mean. Come on now,
you're not Little Mermaid, are you?
Hasdullah.
Yeah. All right, Sebastian. Yeah.
Last couple of comments before we move on.
Yeah.
Soko Poo says Leon by KO. I'm saying that Usman looking out for the head kick and will disrupt his game plan.
Same strategy.
Yeah, Nodin says, but the co-main event should be fight of the night, 100%. HR's in. Welcome in, HR.
What's up, HR07, man? What's good? Welcome in.
Can't wait for Leon to retain this weekend. 100%. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it'll be somewhat fun, but I would love to get into like what other interesting matchups there would be for Leon. I think I was talking to Angus a bit earlier about maybe Colby Leon looked good. I don't know if Colby deserves it, but starting to the matchup, it could be fairly interesting. Yeah.
Let's get to the co-main then.
Yeah, shall we? So, lightweight bout, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. And here it is. So, we're talking now numbers 24-4-0 for Gaethje in the red corner and 12-1 for Rafael Fiziev. He's a bit of a phenomenon here in the UFC. Like, he's stepping boldly through the division. What he did coming out last time against with RDA was nothing short of spectacular. It showed that he can hang up here in the top ends of the division, and this is just another test. Probably as difficult. I don't think it's going to be drastically more than. But if he could survive last time, there's no reason why he doesn't have a good shot here. So really interested to see how this one pans out. You know, I'll probably argue to say legs against hands. You know,
I agree.
Slightly shorter, but not massively. You know, sort of 3 inches there in height, and 1.5 in reach as well. So no huge advantages or disadvantages coming that way by way of sort of their overall physiques. Yes. If we are looking at the big question on everyone's lips here, looking in this fight, and I'll have to quickly check to see here, but neither of these guys. I believe Gaethje's been knocked out, hasn't he? Gaethje, Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, I think
he has been. He's been knocked
out several times.
Yeah, because he's got 2 knockouts, but it's also like the this is going to be a 5-round fight, right?
No,
and is it not?
Is it? No, 3 rounds.
It's the co-main. I mean, it's not for a belt, but it's the co-main on the. I thought it was going to be 5 rounds. I thought it was going to be 5 rounds. We'll check to the editor to confirm that. But yeah, either way. Like Rafael Fiziev, what do you think his chances are in this one? How do you think it's going to play out?
I'm gonna put a feather in. Probably definitely JK's cap there by saying I think Justin Gaethje gets it done. You know.
Yeah.
Because I know quite a few people rate Fiziev, and of course I do. Mm-hmm. I just think Justin Gaethje is going to be one to stop him. You know.
Yeah,
I really do. I honestly really do.
I mean, that's a 6-fight win streak he's on at the moment. If I look at some of his, I mean, he's had some. It's not like he hasn't really tasted competition yet. I mean, RDA again, arguably probably one of the toughest competitions he's had. He got a knockout there in the 5th round.
Yeah, in the 5th round. And to be fair, I actually think that RDA was winning that fight as well, but it was close.
Yeah,
it was close.
It was very close. But yeah, so it's got that power throughout. Bobby Green, I guess,
Green outstruck him as well.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting stat that people forget, that like Bobby Green was pouring it on against Fiziev. I know that was a couple of fights ago, but still, Bobby Green was pouring it on against Fiziev. So what is Justin Gaethje going to do to him?
I just think Fiziev's got some more tools, though, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, I think he's got a lot more in his arsenal than Justin Gaethje, because Gaethje's just hands and kicks.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fiziev will mix it up in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think when we're looking at the strike time, the striking differences, and let's just have a look at the sort of the fight time here between these guys, if we can. Wins by is it drastic? Average fight time. It's actually more for Fiziev. Actually, he's got much more fight time than Gaethje. Average fight time's 11 minutes and 53, rather than Gaethje's like 9 and 37. But yeah, I mean, I just want to know how much I can trust these striking numbers, because it looks here like striking. Yeah, Justin Gaethje, he has great output. He generally does. Is he going to be able to put his hands in Fiziev's face enough times to stop him from and put enough pressure on him so keep Fiziev on the back foot, so he's unable to use those kicks and sort of like start effectively or wisely taking tools out of his arse, out of his bag. But here's the thing about Fiziev, and this is why I think he's able to get this high because it's not just the hardware, but it's also the software with this guy. Like he's really smart. He's got great fighter IQ. If you look at his knockouts, a lot of which come from skillful, executed like technique. You know, he very wisely. Let me see, who was it? It might have been Bobby Green or Brad Riddell. The spinning wheel kick, for example. So he's in the face, right? And he steps to the side, he moves to the side, and he watches as his opponent does the same thing too. And he very cleverly noticed how Brad Riddell steps
to the side.
The moment he's focused on stepping in, like he's not focused on defense, he's stepping up, making that move. That's when Fiziev attacked.
He moved forward, like you said, perfectly. Move forward to make Brad Riddell move out. Circle out and then timed it, It's
in these nanoseconds. And do you know what is interesting for me? It's like you have that almost brains and brawn sort of fight happening here. You know, you got someone as intelligently down to every single detail with like Fiziev is, and then you got someone who just hits.
Doesn't care.
Things. You know, you got Justin Gaethje, he just hits things, just puts pain, on wherever his hands touch. And, you know, he's a fun brawler because of it. We love to watch him because of it. But if this falls into being a chess match, that's where I feel like Fiziev can start getting ahead.
I think if it does, 100%, you're right there. If it does become a chess match, which I think Justin Gaethje won't make it a chess match because he was just going to be in your face, landing them kicks.
He's got to prevent it from being. He's got to make it messy. He's got to make it messy. That's where he'll thrive. And is he able to do that? Can Fiziev move that well? He's got sort of tiny movements, but has he got enough movements to sort of? I do wonder. Let's have a look at those gauges and see how this one matches up.
Go on then.
What's some of the chat saying on your side?
Go on, I'll jump on it now then. MMA Jesus saying, I live in Missouri. It is sea level. I was in Colorado, way higher up, and I breathed better. Just going on to obviously the sea level point was going on about a second ago.
Just click that one more time for me.
There we go.
There it is. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I breathed better. See, I don't know. So it's. Oh, is he joking there? Is he? I wonder.
I don't know. Then moves on to say the highlight, and he reckons Justin by around 2 leg kicks.
Woo.
Again, it's an interesting one.
Justin, Breezy, so if you shut down Fiziev's leg kicks, that'll be interesting because that's one of his greatest weapons. Shut that down, give him cruising for bruising. What's Breezy saying?
Breezy saying that is true to the extent. Ethiopians are typically the best long distance runners in the world. They all train in the mountains in Ethiopia due to the oxygen levels being lower in a 5-rounder. So I'm guessing, obviously, just again clarifying, obviously about the
from earlier, but also the key word there, their entire lives. Interesting.
Yes, that's
interesting.
True.
Yeah, it's to see on different days, feel different in different days. I don't know, because if that's the case, then what that suggests is Usman coming over here will then therefore perform better. Because he can get more oxygen into his lungs over here. So it's not just okay now. Leon Edwards can perform better because he's on his own turf. He's like he's struggled in tougher climate. Now here when it's a little easier to breathe, he also has. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work two ways.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. Last couple of comments. MMA Jesus clarifying that it is a 3-rounder fight.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about on the line here, but I just wonder that's going to be quite a quick event. But
could you imagine
don't put 6 fights on
I would actually love that fight to be 5 rounds though. That would actually make things more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird because you saw, we just seen him do that with RDA, and as tough competition is.
So I was just reading Damo saying Justin's leg kicks won't work on Fiziev. He eats leg kicks like Cheerios from behind.
From
love that. Which is true because obviously, to be fair, like he's very good at checking kicks, and I just think that Fiziev he's got that grit, isn't he? But is it going to be enough? I don't know. Last couple of comments, and then we get into it. You need to remember Justin only went the distance one time against Chandler. He either been finished or he's finished, which is a very, very good point.
It is.
But
he still had insane input throughout. Like I guess 100%. it's almost those sort of really you could touch someone for 3 rounds, or you can really battle them for 3 rounds.
Yes.
And the intensity of his fights are full on battles as well. I mean, it's no light feat.
Psycho Paul saying Justin is he's better on the feet and will do more damage. Can't see past a stoppage win. Interesting from Psycho Paul there. Last one from Breezy. It can do, yeah. I like that take on it. Yeah, so he's agreeing with what Psycho Paul's saying.
Yeah. He might have been agreeing with what I was saying.
Oh, he might have been, yeah.
I'm always right.
Always right. I don't know.
Well, yeah, sound cell is a sound cell. Did we have that argument on air or off air? I can't remember.
On air.
It was on air. Yeah. Yes. All right, cool. So let's have a look at striking. Oh my goodness, this is
I actually don't know.
It's really tough, isn't it?
It is.
I didn't realize until I said it. I was like,
hands and leg kicks, but if you're talking about like, it's got to be striking, though, isn't it? Who's going to be more effective with striking? It's going to be Gaethje.
Okay, yeah. Okay, if you look at how the fight gets won, I mean, both these guys, that's what makes it such a good fight, because both these guys have to win it via striking. No one's going to really have to do it by taking them down or, lean in certain areas. So I'm going to skip it. Guys in the chat, let us know. Striking, who do you give it to and why as well?
Yes, you got.
Are we going with variety of strikes, of tools in the arsenal, or we're going to go with just more effectiveness with it? But grappling and power.
That's what was going to be my key, because a lot of people may laugh because I may give Justin striking, but the reason is just because he's more effective with his striking, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Not to say that Fiziev isn't, but Justin's a little bit more effective.
Yeah.
What did you say? Grappling?
Yeah, grappling here. I mean, if we look at, let's look at a page on paper, right? Because we might have to come down to what it says on paper.
I don't think I've ever seen Gaethje full on go for a takedown. I know the one happened in the Chandler fight, but I think that was just because
he tripped on a wire in the octagon.
Yeah, I think that something happened. I think like someone had a spillage and he slipped and went for a takedown, I think.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like one of those wild phenomenons you just don't expect. That's
yeah.
But no, if, for example, if we looked here at what it says on paper, it says Gaethje's got 0% takedown average, but he has had
a
win
this is
by.
What I'm saying. I think if anyone's going to use it in the fight, it's going to be Fiziev.
Yeah. Takedown defense for Fiziev is, and also the takedown defense for Fiziev is 92%. So someone who's not really well adversed in that area, you should shoot your shot somewhere else.
I'll give it to Fiziev anyway. I was going to give it to him anyway because I've seen him use it. In certain fights and things.
Power. Who gets that? I'll go Gaethje.
Go Gaethje.
Yeah, go Gaethje. He does have more knockouts, more wins by knockout, TKO, and just battles. Speed. Who has speed?
Fiziev.
Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed. Cardio. Now, that argument earlier was saying that he doesn't really go the distance, Gaethje.
He doesn't, but obviously, even if he's in wars, and he's always there, if you know what I mean. Even if he's hurt, he's still there. So, do you give it to him just because he's got that, like...
I think so.
Heart?
Yeah, I think so.
Chin?
I think so. It was nothing short of impressive to see the full 5 rounds that Fiziev make against RDA. But I just feel like that's literally lunchtime for someone like Gaethje. He does that, for breakfast.
Don't worry, Damo. We put Fiziev for speed. Don't worry. I know he's fast. Don't worry.
I'm on something. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we got it. Don't worry. We got it, Dave. Yeah. Obviously at his random. So random is ransom.
Yeah, Breezy's saying more tools for Fiziev, but Justin got that striking brain and takes the shots while giving them. Yeah, and that's I think why there's a little slight things why I was thinking of giving Gaethje striking. One, I think is a little bit more effective with it, and 2, he will take one to land one. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, what about I guess because this is interesting now. Look, we got 2 apiece, and we're coming down to striking, which is, let's be honest, if it's going to get done by either of these 2, this is how it's going to be done. On the feet via the striking. Some might argue it goes to decision and more prominent striking obviously prevails, or someone gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is key. This is absolutely key who we get us down to. We're going to give it to a person who outputs more and puts on more hurt on people. We're going to give it to a person who striking. Or to someone who just has more of it.
I got to give it to Gaethje.
Yeah. I think if anything else, it's out of respect to the person who's been in there longer.
So I'll just
Who's
keep
been up
looking
there
over there
longer.
because I just want to adjust this comment here from Damo says he's still bitter over us giving Usman speed. Right. So the reason I'm going to clarify why I think I've given, not why I think so, why I've given Usman speed is because Usman's as fast as he is in round 1 as he is in round 5. We all saw how slow Leon got. Leon could be faster in rounds 1 and 2, which I 100% agree with you. But Usman's used to going 5 rounds all the time, and you got to give it to him. He's fast every single round.
Yeah.
So,
He's not just
and
fast for a minute.
There,
he's
he's
fast for the
always
duration.
there for the 5 rounds, if you know what I mean. So
I mean, I think also to
that's why
remember, just because Usman got speed, it doesn't mean that Edwards is slow.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just
He's
like it could be like
edges.
I'm saying here, where I'm giving Gaethje striking. I'm not saying Fiziev striking's rubbish.
Oh,
Mate,
it's
he's
awful.
got top-notch striking.
Yeah.
It's just one of it's just the finer things in someone's game. That's why you could give it to them.
When it comes down to it, I think Gaethje's. That being said, I could easily go 5-0 on this, just because the intelligence of that striking, how intelligent it is. Okay, yeah, it's really tough. But
Damo's playing games with me. He's playing games.
What do you say? Take one to land one. The point is to
not
get
hit. I agree. But if you're going to have more tools and more ways to use your striking to your advantage, then that's why I'm giving Gaethje striking, because he will take one, but then he will land one even harder. And I 100% agree. You obviously, to obviously,
I can't remember. I can't remember what it is.
Justin Gaethje, come on now, he always gets hit. So this is why obviously I 100% agree.
Are you biting, Ash? Are you biting?
No, I'm just clarifying why I've given it.
No, but yeah, I think it's absolutely right point though. Yeah, because it's you got those. What's the thing you tend to say about these guys? Gaethje's someone who will set himself on fire just to burn his opponent.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
And that's the idea. Like he would go for those sort of lengths in order to hurt whoever's standing across the octagon from him. But yeah, man, it's an interesting matchup. And who are you going to go on this one? Because I could literally sit.
Yeah, no, I'm still sticking with my pick of Gaethje.
I could do that easily, but also I just feel like Fiziev.
Start writing, Angus. Start writing.
But yeah, Fiziev is really smart at just finding a way, because what he did against RDA.
Mate, you're spot on with that. He always will try and find a way, 100%. And like in the RDA fight, it was close, but he found a way.
Oh, and do you know what? I do like an underdog. Gaethje then. Yeah. I do like an underdog, just because it could easily. It's. I think those odds as well. Do those odds make sense? I think those odds are a bit off. No way. -230 for Rafael Fiziev. I think that's a huge. I don't know. That's too big.
Yeah, it is.
Mate. Okay. Well, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I guess it was like those odds for me if I'm going Justin Gaethje, but
yeah,
should be a bit closer. I think.
Mark Short is in the house. Welcome in, Mark Short.
What's up, Mark? Man, thanks for coming in. What's he got to say?
He says Fiziev might be a little too technical on the feet. I don't know. Justin is talented, but has he faced someone with this high level of striking? 100%. And like, obviously, if you look in there and you're seeing that we're giving striking to Gaethje, it's not, we're not disrespecting, obviously, Fiziev striking at all. I'm just saying it's the finer things. I think the reason me personally is giving striking to Gaethje is he will put a standpoint on the end of his striking, and obviously, come on now, his leg kicks are absolutely thunderous.
Yeah.
And like Sai said as well, if you didn't join us then, you've got someone that just doesn't really care, and Justin Gaethje, like I said, sets himself on fire to set someone else on fire, and then you've got the fight IQ of Fiziev.
Yeah. So, I would say this though, he did go in there against Edson Barbosa, and Edson Barbosa's got some quality striking and those leg kicks as well. So, and he did KO him in round 1. I mean, this is going back to 2019. So the question there being, has he been in there with that level of striker? Charles's strikers come some way, and of course he got caught there. Both ways there. Dustin Poirier, he lost to Dustin Poirier. He did well against Dustin Poirier though. He did. He did. He did do fairly well. Fairly well. Fourth round TKO and punches. Yeah, I mean, and then you got Tony Ferguson in there as well. I mean, he's just awkward, Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Justin Gaethje put it on Tony Ferguson, and everyone thought Tony Ferguson was like the best lightweight out there. So
yeah,
this is what I'm saying. Like
his performance was great there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And this was that was the Tony Ferguson. Like I can't remember if he lost that many before that fight, because obviously I think Gaethje was the one that put the hurt on Tony that made him a different Tony.
Yeah. He's the one who broke Tony.
People forget that. Yeah, exactly. People forget that as well. So
broke him. All right, cool. Well, that for me is Justin Gaethje, co-main.
Yeah.
Back to the main.
Damo. He goes, Ash, I'm going to ask you during the fan cam after Fiziev outstrikes Justin, who is the better striker?
Don't worry.
Love that.
Keen.
I don't
keen
put it
to
past
see
you.
that.
100% you probably will. and I'll say as soon as you join, that Justin Gaethje KO, yeah?
All right, here we are. So, welterweight division. Gunnar Nelson versus Bryan Barberena. Whoa. So, look at this little about this matchup. So, I think if we're going to get into this, right? We've not seen Gunnar Nelson in a minute. When's the last time
I know he fought at the last UFC London event, I think.
He did, yeah. They just wheel him out for London, don't we?
Apparently. Yeah, he fought all the way. When it was Volkov versus Aspinall, yeah.
He loves London. I wonder if he's I mean, to be honest, saying that, so does JJ. You want in J-Check is like down here every London event. Every London event, she'll be here. But yeah, okay. Look, this is going to be quite interesting because you've got someone in sort of karate-like style, Gunnar Nelson. You know, quite long striker, very wax on, wax off stylistically, against Bryan Barberena, who is like as his name might closely suggest, a barbarian. You know, this guy is literally in there for the brawls, and his nickname Bam Bam is just, it summarizes him perfectly. Yeah. So look, I think it's gonna be one for. It's gonna be quite a thrilling fight, I think, stylistically. I'll be quite interested to see how it plans out. The record here on both sides, both these guys have 18 wins. Red corner, Gunnar Nelson has 5 losses. And then you have, of course, in the blue corner, Bryan Barberena with 9 losses. Height-wise, 6 inches for Bryan Barberena to 5'11" on Gunnar Nelson's side, and reach not a lot in at 0.5. So these matchups here tonight are pretty respectable in terms of like the physique of each man. Now, in terms of how this is going to sort of take place, is it going to be standing? Is it going to be on the ground? Are we going to see Gunnar Nelson sort of enforce his takedowns, his wrestling, his grappling? And is Barberena going to be too strong for him to get him to the ground? I mean, not the best at takedown defense, let's be honest, but...
No, you've said it there, like, 100%. I think this is going to be exactly like Bryan Barberena's last fight, and obviously RDA subbed him, and I think Gunnar Nelson's going to do exactly the same, and obviously we all know how good takedowns and grappling-wise Gunnar Nelson is, and I think that he's gonna be an unfortunate loss for Bryan Barberena, and I think Gunnar Nelson's actually going to get a submission win in this fight, yeah.
Do you reckon that Bam Bam could potentially be such a forward force that he just forbids Gunnar Nelson from getting into any work, getting the work?
That's what I mean. Like we will probably say during the watch along, mate. Like Gunnar Nelson is going to shoot for the takedown because how early I don't know, but Bryan needs to put some hurt on him to stop him going for these takedowns. And if he's going to continue to try and take down, like I said, make him respect him, hurt him whilst he's trying to go for a takedown, so he keeps it on the feet, and then Bam Bam puts the foot on the gas and goes forward and tries to put that hurt on Gunnar.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I think in terms of, let's look at the striking though. So for Gunnar Nelson, he has to be getting this to the ground, you think? And I guess if it does stay standing, what does that mean then for Bryan Barberena? Is it going to be a knockout?
Yeah.
Is that on a stake here?
Like Gunnar's striking is like, it's always improving.
It's really long range stuff, though.
Yeah,
it's very
exactly.
long range.
And that's what I was just about to say.
Touch and move.
If he wants to keep it on the feet, he has to keep it arranged, because if he gets in close, then obviously Bryan Barberena's got that power.
Yeah.
So he needs to be careful as well, because we all know how good Bryan Barberena's chin is as well, because obviously he's another one that will take one to land one.
Well, those brawlers, they are just fun to watch.
And obviously we all saw that KO he had of Robbie Lawler as well. That was just scary to think that the shots he was eating and then just still throwing back. So obviously, if Gunnar wants to stay standing, or if he's going to stay standing, pick your shots, stay at range, and don't get in close against Bryan Barberena.
He's got a hell of a chin. He's only been knocked out once.
Who's that, Bryan?
Gunnar Nelson.
Has he really?
Yeah, Gunnar Nelson's only been knocked out once. Barberena twice, 2 occasions. But, he lives in that sort of lifestyle more often, so he's going to be exposed.
Yeah, he's more obviously trying to go for the takedowns and grappling.
Yeah, so he doesn't sort of expose himself to that sort of that sort of style or for the potential of that. I mean, it's possible, of course, but, this is what I'm saying. If he's not able to get going, that's when really Barberena can get in and impose as well. But he wants to be close. He wants to be in the pocket. He wants to keep coming forwards, I think, for Bam Bam. That's going to be dead important. But yeah, in terms of how the outlooks grappling-wise, it sounds like, to me, Gunnar Nelson's game. Stand up, if that's going to be the way the fight goes, then it's even, would you say? Or, I mean, depending on whether Barberena is going to be put the stand-up ability. Because Barberena, of course, he wants to be pushing the pace and be in his face.
I think if he stays standing, obviously, I think Bryan has
just
that edge.
Just make him a big, huge...
Has that edge on the striking. But I think... Yeah, if it's gonna stand the ground or grappling wise, then Gunnar's gonna take it. But if it's on the feet, I give the edge to Bam Bam. Yeah,
pushing the pace, getting his face, making him look like a big fat disgrace. That's the goal there. Let's have a look at those gauges. Let's see how it looks. All right, so no, they got attractive all of a sudden. I put up the girls instead of the boys. I was like, wow. So okay, here we go. Striking. So we said this is interesting. In this particular matchup. It looks like that's how Bam Bam will get it done. It will be via the striking, therefore it will go to him. Otherwise, you do have some really cool long-range weapons with Gunnar Nelson and that sort of karate stylistic style. Grappling, however, by all that it means.
Gunnar Nelson all day long.
Take it. Power. I don't think we have to ask that one. Well. Yep, of course. Bam Bam. I put it on Gunnar Nelson in the back. But speed now. I've been impressed by Bam Bam's speed. Did he? No, he hasn't moved in weight class. Yeah. Like I've seen him look quite big, and he also look quite trimmed as well. I do think it'll be Gunnar Nelson, but what do you reckon on speed?
I'm just trying to have a little look at when I last, obviously before I saw Gunnar last, and it was because I didn't really see Gunnar Nelson in his last outing stand up for a while because he basically went for the takedown from like early off and just kept on trying to go for a takedown. So yeah. Speed, I'll probably see more of Bam Bam speed than Gunnar Nelson, if you know what I mean. So I may have to give it to Bam Bam just because I've seen more of it.
Yeah, that's interesting enough. I mean, he's got some. I think also the output, right? He's got Bam Bam has a lot of output.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you see like punches and bunches, it does look fast.
Yeah.
If you're throwing 1 or 2, however fast
I'm
you're
not
throwing
saying the Gunner's slow, but combination wise, I think Bam Bam's going to land them combos. Obviously, if you stay standing, that is.
Yeah. Okay. Cardio. Bam Bam's been there.
He's been there. I was about to say he's been there, and obviously, like I just said, I've not really seen. We haven't seen Gunnar before the last time since 2019. So you got to give it to Bryan Barberena, I think.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, even I guess we had seen Gunnar Nelson previously, and we just thought he's going to decline. But to be honest, it's Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards. There's some names he's lost to. He has come a long way from Gracie, hasn't he? I mean, Alex Oliveira. I mean, Leon Edwards, for example, Gilbert Burns, some good names, and of course, Sato was actually quite an interesting prospect coming in UFC London. But otherwise, he's had a few lost streaks as well. This is just a slight step up from Bryan Battle. It's tough. Looking at this, it makes sense to be Bryan Barberena, no? The gauges wise.
100%, yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah. But I'm just trying to find out. Let's have a look at the age of Gunnar Nelson.
What's this for? Cardio?
No, we've got it all down there now. But I'm thinking Gunnar Nelson. How old is this guy?
Oh, you actually pick wise?
Yeah, he's 34.
Oh, I'm going Gunnar, yeah.
You're going Gunnar?
Yeah.
Despite, of course, the way the gauges are looking.
Yeah, I just think he's going to do exactly what RDA done, take him down and get him out of there.
And keep him down. He's not going to have trouble with Barberena pushing the pace.
Nah, I think Gunnar gets him down early.
So who's got
That's
the
what
X
Gunnar
factor
does.
here? Who's got that sort of quality which you can't quite sum up or summarize?
I'd probably say if you're going to give someone an extra quality, it'd probably be like the chin of Bryan Barberena and just the way he's just relentless. And like I said, he would take one to throw 50 more.
Yeah, I would say more that sort of burning battle fire brawler.
Yes, it still goes to Bryan
In
Barberena.
Barberena.
Yeah. I get you.
I'll go Barber on this one. I'll go Barber. Yeah, good old Bam Bam. Okay.
I was just laughing at another comment from Damo. It goes, Ash gonna say Ash is gonna say Gunnar is a better striker. Watch. No. No, you've seen it there, buddy. You've seen it there.
All right. Next one up, then we're going to get straight into the women's flyweight bout, and this is Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill, also known as Francis Ngannou's sister. And Jennifer Maia, don't worry, he wrestles now. That's all we need to matter. He wrestles now. But let's get into this particular matchup then, and look at some of the numbers. 29-1 for Jennifer Maia, and 9 and undefeated with a resounding 9, of course, for Casey O'Neill. Now, I think the odds on this particular matchup, we'll go through all of them a bit later, look really good in favor of course, Casey O'Neill, and that's going to come in form of just supreme domination, I guess you would imagine. Just having a look here, height-wise, only 2 inches on it for O'Neill, and there is, however, a tidy 5-inch advantage reach-wise for Casey O'Neill. That could play some dividends in this. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say, you said it there. I think the reach advantage of O'Neill is going to be, it will pay dividends in this, and the striking advantage as well. I think it's just going to pay dividends in this fight. 100%.
What about, I'm just looking here, wins by subs. It's pretty even down the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say,
striking, that's where you see the blues sort of flood the page a bit more. Casey O'Neill's side. Wouldn't be a silly one to side with. She seems to have more strikes landed per minute, so the output is certainly there. Defensively, it's quite square on for both of those girls. And even on the grappling now, on the ground. So when people look at this matchup, they look at Jennifer Maia, they look at Casey O'Neill, where do they say the advantages are? Or where does it say the advantages lie? Because we watched Jennifer Maia fight, and she's very sort of boxing orientated, and I guess you could say vanilla in that aspect. She doesn't bring a lot of other flavors to her fight game. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I thought Maia in the last couple of fights used takedowns. No,
Mixed
it in as well.
Last I saw, let's have a look at it on the page.
I'm trying to. I think that would be the slight edge, because I think obviously, like you said a second ago, O'Neill's gonna have that slight striking advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. We saw her against one of the Shevchenkos, but that was Casey O'Neill. And she did fairly well there. And that was takedowns from Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill was taking her down to the round, pretty much like sitting on her and dominating her in that sort of scenario as well. But yeah, Casey O'Neill's well-rounded. She can get it done anywhere. She's pretty decent on the ground.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah.
I think you might be thinking Casey O'Neill, because takedown average for Casey O'Neill is
I might be getting confused, but yeah.
2.59.
Yeah.
Accuracy is pretty good. Defense is pretty decent. We saw her... Antonia Shevchenko there it was, TKO on punches, but I think she pretty much had her on like wrapped up on the ground as well while she was
100%. Yeah, I'm getting confused.
And, with Jennifer Maia, it's box standard boxing, as you might want to say.
Yeah,
box standard, quite literally. And I feel like when you look at that particular matchup, you can just easily say Casey O'Neill's got more ways to get it done.
Yeah.
But that being said, the boxing's pretty good.
Yeah. I if he's in close, then like you said, with the dirty boxing that Maia has, it could be a problem. But I think that O'Neill has got that range, uses it well, and like you said, it can mix it up in any way, shape, or form. I
know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Damian Maia, and you know how. So with a name like Maia, you thought, yeah, she's good at the grappling, and surely, get Francis Ngannou at your head for a second, and all that sort of rolling on the ground. Yeah, no.
Like that.
But yeah, look. Otherwise, I think this probably needs little talking about, just because I think the only thing we're going to discuss here is, a lot of the times we do see these women fights go to decision.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, the amount of power they dish out is not often substantial enough to get the knockout in many cases, or they're quite good at and not putting themselves in those really compromising situations.
Yeah.
What about this one? Could you see this one going to decision as well?
No. I just like I call him, I just saw Psycho Paul saying Casey O'Neill in your face, pushing the pace from the off, early finish for Casey. He says,
Yeah. Look, not sitting and saying so. Great chiming in on that one. She has had a few victories via TKO or technical submission in her wake. I think going to decision against Roxanne Modafferi was quite significant on Roxanne Modafferi's part.
Modafferi's grappling wise is good, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's actually had 3 stoppages finishes in the UFC out of 4 fights. So
yeah,
Casey O'Neill tends to be,
and just because this fight's going predominantly stay on the feet, I think, and I think O'Neill can potentially, as Psycho Paul says, get a finish.
Yeah, any which way she wants to, really.
Yeah,
right? Any which way she wants to. Let's have a look at those gauges.
Yeah,
those girls got a lot of muscles real quick. So here they are. Striking. I want to go Maia because I think that's probably all she's going to get.
Yeah. If we're going to give her one, that's going to have to be it, I think.
But yeah, it would be that one. But also, let's remove ourselves from it, and let's go with what it says on the paper. Landed per minute, 8.65 for Casey, over 3.98. So as much as I would like to do a bit of charity and toss a bone to Jennifer Maia, I think also the striking will go with Casey. I think she has that there too.
Yeah.
Grappling wise,
it's got to go O'Neill as well.
Yeah, it's got to go O'Neill as well. Takedown average slightly higher as well. Takedown accuracies slightly higher. It's there. And also, like, she's been in there with Roxanne Modafferi, Antonia Shevchenko. Like, she's
and grappled well against them as well. Yeah.
And of course, she's got a fair few submissions by that way as well. I know we have some submissions in there also for Jennifer Maia, but that's like quite far down. Joan Calderwood back in 2020, and decisions ever since. Yeah, okay, cool. So for this one, I'm happy to sort of side that as well. Let's go grappling over to Conor Neal. Power though, that may be Jennifer Maia. I would like to say, but let's have a look at wins by. To be fair, more fights though. 33% of wins are by knockout, of course, for Casey O'Neill, but then. She does have less of an average fight time. Yeah,
I was going to say,
Yeah, so the amount of fights she's had in comparison is slightly dwarfed by...
Yeah, every time I say it, I question myself.
Yeah. She had a lot of decisions, power. She had the power. It's all in her hands. Oh, I'm going to need help with this one in the chats, I think. Because I want to go O'Neill again, though I just feel like I'm being a bit biased now. Because I do like her. Yeah, let's have a check on that one. But yeah, speed-wise,
O'Neill, yeah.
She's fast. Cardio. Now, I'm just going to say this. O'Neill's gone to...
Maia's been decisions more, right?
Yeah, a lot of decisions. I feel like Maia's going to have it.
If you give anything to Maia, it's got to be that one.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. We'll toss the dog a bone. But yeah, on power, I think it could be Maia, but otherwise, Casey's just got the results. She's put people away.
I was just about to say, just had a look. It's got to go Casey, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so Bowser and Casey. We've got another landslide, ladies and gentlemen. Blue corner is taking this one, running away with this one. But does your picks agree? So the last time we saw a landslide like this, I think it was on Gunnar Nelson versus Bryan Barberena. Yeah. You still went with the sort of dwindling corner.
Pick Gunnar Nelson, yeah.
Would you stick with the dwindling corner on this one?
In this one, yeah.
Wait, you say Casey or Maia?
Casey O'Neill, yeah.
Yeah, Casey makes sense. Yeah, me too. I'll think the same. Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's a relatively quick one as well. I mean, I don't think it needs a lot. And Casey O'Neill is just such a brilliant fighter. Her numbers, her hands, they just speak for themselves. They really, really do. All right, let's get into the next one on the
agree.
card. We are looking down the barrel of first fight up, middleweight bout. Marvin,
Such
the
a great
Dream
fight.
Italian,
Such a great
Italian
fight.
Dream. Sorry, Vettori versus Roman
The Italian job.
Caucasian Dolidze. Yeah, basically. And this is quite an interesting fight because
Such an interesting fight. I can't wait for this fight.
yeah,
It's crazy. It's first up as well.
it is. It's a good way to kick it off. To be fair, but
I'll wait for this one.
yeah. This is gonna be quite interesting. So we got 18-6-1 for Marvin Vettori and 12-1 for Dolidze, Roman Dolidze, who's a bit of an up and coming problem, isn't he? Find out
Yes.
Georgia, and we've seen what the Georgians can do, ladies and gentlemen. Just look back to the last fight card we had with Marab Dvalishvili, wiping the floor with
Some say he's still going now. Still fighting now.
Some say he's still on like round 58. Yeah, you know what I mean. Some say height-wise, only 2 inches in it for Roman Dolidze, and reach-wise, another 2 inches for Roman Dolidze. Not a lot in it, to be fair. Again, we're looking at quite fairly even up profiles between the divisions here. Now, look at the odds, though. Plus 235 for Roman Dolidze to a minus 265. Now, the odds here are, I think, unjustified. I think that's great. I mean, the distance between the odds, I don't know. I think it should be a bit closer.
Vettori's favourite, isn't he, right?
He is, yeah. Vettori is. Yeah, and then, of course, the underdog being Roman Dolidze. But I think, how do we get to quantify that, right? One would only guess that, of course, Marvin Vettori's been in there with the names.
Yeah. He's been in, he has been in there with the top names in the division, obviously.
Yeah.
Izzy twice,
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker.
Yeah.
He's been in there with the who's of the top of the division.
The next thing you got to ask yourself is, how did he fare? Because we've seen the performance that Roman Dolidze has been putting up. Like, literally, his last time out against Jack Hermansson, there are levels to this game, and Roman Dolidze showed us every single one of them. What was really sexy about that one, particularly, was just, I'm pretty sure he was, like, unscratched.
Yeah, but what I will say, though, is, like, to be fair, Jack Hermansson had the perfect game plan to beating him, and he was doing that in round one.
Yeah.
He was picking him apart, not getting close to Roman to obviously either get a hold of him or so Roman can land his power.
Sorry, you finish first.
No, I was just going to say, obviously Roman shows his power when he's in close, or he will grab onto you when you're in close. And Jack Hermansson had the perfect game plan in round one until obviously Roman does what he does.
But let's also remember this. Let's remember what kind of Jack Hermansson we have had lately. We've had an incredible Jack Hermansson. He had Edwin Shabazian, got a win against him, decision. That was a phenomenal performance. But also, he lost in the Strickland fight, but it was only a split decision. Like, he put up pretty well against Sean Strickland. And of course, the Chris Curtis one, he had the right strategy to that fight.
Exactly.
Frustrating as it was, he won. That's the result. Yeah. He got it in the end. And then of course, Roman Dolidze walks in and then just mops up this Jack Hermansson, who's the best we've ever seen him be.
Yeah.
In 2 rounds. And that for me, so yes, Marvin Vettori's been in there with the names, but you got Roman Dolidze, who's just showed us that he's levels above what we've been giving him so far.
Yeah.
So kudos to the UFC, tough at chucking him some tougher competition, some tougher meat for him to get his teeth into. It's my question for you, Ash, is what does Marvin Vettori got that's going to give Roman Dolidze a problem? Because he is, and this is why I don't think the odds are fairly fair.
This is what I mean. I think Vettori's game plays into Dolidze's hands for me, because obviously Vettori likes to mix in his takedowns. But it could play into Roman's hands with the takedowns. One, with a takedown attempt, and two, just being on the mat with this guy. Yeah. So, but if it stays standing and Vettori is just relentless in and out, because you all know he's got a good gas tank. If he's going to be in and out with his striking, mixing it up, doing exactly what Jack was doing in round one, it could be a long night for Roman. But Vettori does like a takedown here and there. So
he loves a takedown. Take me down. With Petty. I'm trying to make a joke there. It's not working. No likey. But yeah, you're right, and that could really stifle the striking rhythm of Vettori, right?
Yes.
And the fact that Roman Dolidze is so rounded, It's beautiful, and that's what makes them. That's one of the things that makes them such a big problem here. So let's look at the grappling, right? And the takedowns. Takedown average 2.12 for Roman Dolidze. Takedown accuracy, it's up there. He's beating Vettori on all the metrics except from takedown defense. And I guess when someone's good enough on the ground, quite often they're like a cheap prostitute. They just make their money on their back. So take me down all you like. You know what I mean? And that could be the Roman Dolidze's fault. So the takedown defense isn't too bad to be so low for someone like that. Mm-hmm. But where do you think this fight takes place? Is it going to be standing? Is it going to be on the ground then? Because we understand that the ground is not great for Vettori. Whether he gets back to his feet, it's that disruption to his striking rhythm he doesn't need.
Yeah, that's 100% it. And obviously, I just mentioned it a second ago. I think Vettori likes a takedown in his game. He'll always try and mix it in, which is obviously fair enough. And obviously, in some cases, it could look good. But in someone like Roman Dolidze's case, it's going to play into his hands. And I think Roman's he's going to have a better chance in this fight than the Jack Hermansson fight. And it's crazy to say that because obviously Vettori's high ranked. Yeah. It's just obviously styles makes fights, and this is where I see Roman shine.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were saying that. Obviously, Vettori doesn't like a takedown. Roman does. But yeah. Okay. You're right. It does sort of play into his hands a bit, doesn't it? It really does. Let's get to those gauges then. Let's have a look how that matches up. Across the board because
chats quickly.
Yeah. Go on.
Obviously, Angus saying, what did you say that Roman's middle name was, or whatever? You said Roman, what, Dolidze?
Caucasian. Okay. The Roman Caucasian Dolidze. That's the guy.
Daniel says, can I be honest? I don't know who wins. It's a close one. Reese says, at least we've done a bit better with names tonight. We did with Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah. Look at you. Look at you go pat yourself on the back for that one.
Paul says, toss a coin with his fight. This one he's going for Vettori if it goes the distance on output alone. 100% agree. Like I was saying, if it stays on the feet and Vettori does what he does and just puts a pace on someone like Roman Dolidze, who knows? Yeah,
I've seen a recent interview as well with Vettori. Like he holds the whole country of Italy on his back, you know. He's like, there's no one really in the UFC doing it like I'm doing it. I am the staple point of an Italian in the UFC. And that's a lot of pressure, but also at the same time, just a lot of reason to win. So if we're going to look at X Factor, maybe he's really determined to make his next run. Yeah. But then Roman Dolidze is just so far been an unstoppable machine. And must I say it, he's also Georgian. We've seen what they've been doing lately. They're built different. They
are.
It's the game's changed now since they've been.
But if it's going to be given striking to anyone, it's going to be Vettori just because he mixes it up.
Yeah. Okay. Striking Vettori. Grappling wise, we'll go to Dolidze grappling. Yeah.
But obviously, the reason a lot of people think, Vettori goes for takedowns and stuff, but Vettori will just use the takedown to mix it in. He does nothing with the takedown. But if Dolidze goes for the takedown, he will always try and advance and always try and look for a finish.
Yeah. There's a few. Yeah, I hear you. I hear on that one. I think also if you look at submissions, Vettori's got 9. Dolidze, he doesn't have a lot actually.
No, I know Vettori's got a lot of submissions, but just in Roman's game, he will always look for that submission whenever. Doesn't matter where he is, and obviously we saw that in his last outing against.
He got it down by TKO punches, but I mean, at the end of the day, he was in that. Yeah, he was.
Even the Phil Horst fight, we all saw what advantages on the ground that he had, because he twisted Phil Horst's leg in a way it's not meant to be twisted.
Yeah.
And obviously I think he got out of it because he twisted his leg that much that it kind of went the wrong way. And that's how he stood up, if you get what I mean. But Phil Horst couldn't really stand on that leg. And then that's obviously how he got the TKO win. But it shouldn't have been a submission win, really. But
Yeah. Phil Horst was KO, but Jack Hermansson was TKO. Yeah. I mean, man, it's some it's just brilliant performances, Roman Dolidze. Just brilliant performances.
To get him to them positions.
Yeah. The thing is, evidently, his performance against Jack Hermansson just showed us that, okay, he's not here in a division. he should be up here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and now we just got to
exactly.
find out: is it here? Is it here? But we know he's above here. But whereabouts up here exactly is he?
And this is that test.
Marvin Vettori, yeah, absolutely. He's not just an opponent for him, a competitor for him, but he's a yardstick that we can now measure Roman Dolidze against, just to find out how good exactly is this guy. So yeah, no, this is good. You know, this is really good. We need to get that data. We need to know whether Roman Dolidze should be on a title run and be considered. Yeah. Or does Vettori stop him and do that run, go on another run himself?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's huge. It's huge to play for both these guys. Power. I'll go Vettori for that one. Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we were just talking about that. It's knockouts. Yeah, my bad. Because I literally, before we even get to that, I was like, yeah, looking at this, it's definitely Roman. But yeah. Just looking at the chest of his. The guy's huge. Right, speed.
I've got to go Vettori in that one because Roman's just all beast, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
And Vettori just don't stop working.
Yeah,
and he's
fair.
quick.
Yeah, fair. We'll go. I started that one. I'm not entirely sure, so I'll go your way with that one. And then cardio, who gets this?
Vettori for me.
Vittorio gets cardio. Yeah. He's got an engine in him. And let's have a look here. We don't really. He's been in some of those. He's been in the 5 rounds. He's gone decisions.
He has. Yeah, he goes 3 rounds or
a lot more
rounds.
Decisions as well. So I guess even if we're just going on numbers, this guy.
Even the 5-rounder against Izzy, he didn't stop trying. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Izzy was too good for him, but he still didn't stop trying and go for the takedown attempts and trying to outstrike Izzy and. Like props to him for that, so 100% he gets.
And this is it. Like, this is a guy's engine that he's got in him. You know, he fuels it with the love for his country, and that I'm not sure if a lot of Italians sort of see it the same way, but the narrative he's painting himself is like the whole country's behind him, and he's doing it for them. And so it's a fuel he fills his tank with. Get some going.
This is the interesting thing as well. I'm actually going to be picking Roman in this fight as well, though.
Yeah, looking at that, I could do Roman. I could easily do Roman if I go with Vettori.
If you're a safe better, then you would obviously go Vettori decision.
You think so?
But yes, just because I think this is the thing. I think Vettori can outwork him, and obviously, I know we only saw it for 1 round, but Jack Hermansson had the perfect game plan. I can't remember how it materialized, and obviously Roman ended up in that situation, but Jack Hermansson was doing so well on the feet, and I know literally I didn't see no answer for Roman in that fight because Jack was doing so well.
Yeah,
and it was just like Roman was just plodding forward, waiting to get the distance, and Jack was moving away every time Roman was getting close. So I think if Vettori does that, he could win the fight, and he's going to have the gas tank to do it. But like I said, I think Vettori likes to take down. To take down, and I just think he's going to play into Roman's hands.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, okay, no, I hear that. It's really wise you saying that, to be fair as well. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, for me, I'm going Roman Dolidze as well. I think that's what my head says. For Vettori, if I go Vettori, I just think he's going to be determined enough. It's just going to be his will. It's just on his want and need that's going to drive him to get that win. And I feel like skill set wise, it's going to be less of an effort for Roman to do it. But Marvin Vettori could do it and just work his ass off.
Yeah.
What's his
I was just about to. Obviously, Breezy's saying it's going to be a banger of a night, and then goes even a prelims stat. Just don't forget, Breezy, we're going live for the whole card this time,
mate. We are going to give you it all.
Anyone in the chat, we're going live for the watch along. We're going live for the whole card.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's going to be a lot of to do during obviously the hours and hours that we're going to be live for it. I forgot to ask you at the start. What do you think is going to be the fight of the night? On the main card, though.
Main card fight? No, yeah, of course, yeah, great question. I think for me, it's going to be Justin Gaethje, Rafael, and Rafael.
It's got to be in there.
It has to be that one. That's going to be the most fireworks, I think. I'll be super excited. I always like to see Barberena fight as well. Like he brings the excitement. He's that sort of.
It's true. If he stays standing, obviously it's going to be.
Just the brawler in him is the brawler in Gaethje, but I think the opponent of Gaethje is going to really bring it out.
It's going to be such a good week, lads. Can't wait to see you all again Friday.
Yeah, man.
You coming? I forgot you were coming Friday. Yes.
Yeah, man. Breezy.
Can't wait to see you. Yes.
We got your goodies for you.
Oh yeah. And then Angus saying with a special guest, of course.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we won't be leaving them behind. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Angus, you're just staying at home. No, of course. But yeah, look, I really can't wait for it. It's going to be an epic week. Yes. We're going to get started straight from the moment we say stop on this video. We've got so much more to do from tonight, tomorrow morning, throughout the week. Things to line up, conversations to be had. We'll be in and around UFC all week. And Friday is going to be an opportunity to catch you guys for some content creation outside of O2. So that's going to be uber exciting. So do be there, rock on up, join the party, join the fun. Put the notification bell on as well for all the notifications coming through this channel. Yes. But we'll be having content coming out from now till, of course, the main event. The weekend and thereafter, to be fair. Yeah, thereafter. We have Angus. I can hear him aggressively typing behind me because he's working on the next article. So make sure you check out the ATF website. It's there. It's banging. It's atfmma.com. Open it up now. Just quickly now on your phones, atfmma.com. Have a quick look. On your laptops, computers, it comes up pretty cool on desktop. And you can have a quick look read through the articles that he's mocking together right now for you guys.
Obviously, great job that you're doing there, Angus. Absolutely smashing stuff. Psycho Paul said, cracking show again, lads. Be seeing you Saturday for the watch along. 100% Psycho Paul. Can't wait to see you there.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Love it. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, man, look, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've had a ball of a time, and I'm pretty excited about how this is going to look out. I'm always excited. But what I'm trying to tell you is, this is the third time these guys are fighting. I get that. It is the third time round, but this is always going to be the most exciting because it's going to be the final time as well. And I feel like it's going to bring a dog out. So we're going to see different sides of each of these fighters.
We are indeed.
Saturday night. And that's something to tune in for. I'm excited to see what that's going to be. But yeah, anything else on your end, Ash, or are we going to let these guys go?
No, that's it. You said it there. Obviously, like you said, obviously we've got the press conference tomorrow, so obviously we'll be around, obviously the outside of O2 as well. And like
where are we updating that? Twitter, Instagram?
That'll be on the updates. Will be on Twitter for that one. Yeah,
perfect. Stay closely tuned to our socials, guys, and with the notification bells on, and you get to be where we are at when we are at. Cool. All right, guys, absolute pleasure. Can't wait to see you this week.
Comments,
I'm stoked. Always. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for those comments. Love them. Peace out. Stay safe. Stay sexy. See you soon.